Thank you for joining us for the Zone 34 Canva webinar. I'm Marshall Butler, and I am the Public Image Coordinator for Zone 34. And tonight we got a really great presentation for you. We're going to be reviewing all the different things that you can do with Canva. As you guys probably know, our team loves Canva. And we use Canva for a lot of different activities, campaigns, stuff like that. And so I'm going to go ahead and let me throw up the slide deck. We'll go and get this thing started. But hey, while I'm doing this, if you could, everyone, please put in the chat. And if someone on the backstage could let me know or ensure that we have chat enabled, if you could put in the chat what you use right now for your content, whether you're using Photoshop or PowerPoint, or you're using things like Wave Video, or what tools are you using right now to create content? It's really funny. I can tell you that, like I said, we use Canva for everything. We're even using Canva tonight for this presentation. So let me put the slide deck up here. There we go. We are using Canva. So if you were back here doing the webinar with us, you would see something like this. Everyone on this team is actually backstage looking at our Canva presentation, and we collaborate when we're creating these slide decks. So we could have 3, 4, 5 people working on a slide deck at once. We found it's a very efficient way to build slides. You can pull slides out of other presentations. Kelsey likes to yell at me on Canva sometimes. I think she we'll both be on the same slide. I'll type something, and then she'll type something a little bit bigger in all caps. And I'm like, "What you yelling for, Kelsey?" And then we'll start dropping clip art on top of each other. So, and the funny thing is, tonight, as we're presenting this, we all have access to the presenter view, and we can see the notes. And so if someone forgets to say something, someone else can type it in the notes and let the other person know, hey, you forgot to say this. So with that, I just got to tell you, we love Canva. And I think we have a really great presentation for you tonight. We got a ton of slides. It's really great to see so many people participating. But before we get started, a couple of things that we do want to take care of in terms of housekeeping. We are recording this, and we will be providing the recording to this session to everyone tomorrow. We'll be following up with a recording, a link to the recording, plus we'll list all the resources that we covered in this. You can always also go to our website. That's elevaterotary.org. If someone can drop that in the chat for me, that'd be great. elevaterotary.org. And you'll find all the recordings of all the past webinars that we've done. So Zone 34 Public Image Team has really made an effort to create a lot of content. And one other thing that I want to mention tonight is the Public Image Citation. And as all of you in Zone 34 know, this is a kind of a journey where every month you get a different task. And at the end of the year, we give out citations. And so far, I can tell you that as of last Friday, for the July task, which was registering for the citation, and it was also doing a social media audit. So going and looking at all of your channels, looking at your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your TikTok, your CompuServe, if you still have it, or your MySpace, as well as your websites, to make sure that they're all using the correct branding and to make sure all the information is correct. So that was all part of the July task. Rotary 6910, shout out to North Georgia. You guys are leading the way with 22 of your clubs registered for the citation. So great job, North Georgia. And then a little bit behind you is Rotaract down in 7020. So that's a lot of the Caribbean islands. So we got 15 Rotaract clubs. And then all the other clubs need to pick up your game a little bit. Rotary of 7020 is right behind the Rotaracts in 7020 with 10. And then we have a bunch of 8s and 3s. So please go to elevaterotary.org if you're a Zone 34 public image chair for a club, and get registered. And I think it's going to be very beneficial to help you create a systemic and a repeatable process in terms of public image strategies for your clubs. One other thing that we want to add, and that is the Zone 34 R&D. We know what R&D stands for in Zone 34, and that is rip off and duplicate. If there is a good idea, we encourage others to do it because there's no sense in reinventing the wheel. There's a lot of great ideas coming out of Zone 34 Public Image, and we encourage you to all learn from each other. And so right now, this is an idea from Bob Wiltfong, and Bob is the president of the Rotary Club of Ponte Vedra. And Bob noticed, and this is something that we don't think about anymore in many areas of Zone 34, is that it's not just about social media, but there are still local newspapers. There's still newspapers that cover items in your area. And Bob found that the local newspaper was doing a best of series, and he nominated his club for the best civics club, the best networking group, and the best place to volunteer, and filled out the application. And, you know, fingers crossed that the Rotary Club of Ponte Vedra is going to be able to win a couple of those awards and tell their story. And I think that's pretty cool. So if you have a local newspaper that maybe does those best of series annually, make sure that, or see if they have an opportunity for your club to participate and to register, and maybe win some awards and build out the public image for your club. But with that, we are going to go now straight over to Kelsey and Ron. Kelsey Mitchell is the district governor nominee for Rotary 6960. That's Southwest Florida. She is a member of the Rotary Club of Bonita Beach Sunset. Kelsey was a 3-year member of the Zone 34 Rotary Public Image Team. She was an RPIC for 3 years under Sheila Bethel. And I think, Kelsey, we spent 1 year together, didn't we, before you left me? Yeah.
We did.
And then Aaron Sines is a district public image chair out of Rotary 7280, the Rotary Club of Mercer. And Aaron is a prolific content creator. Great ideas, really does some amazing things promoting Rotary, using Canva and a lot of other tools. And I got to tell you, if you ever want to visit a Rotary Club, I think we all need to visit the Rotary Club of Mercer, because they're foodies there. I see Aaron taking pictures of food every week at their club meetings, and it is not rubber chicken. It looks pretty dang good. And so one day I'm going to make it up to 7280 and visit you, Aaron, because that food looks really, really good. So with that, I am going to step out of the way and hand it off to Kelsey and Aaron. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Marshall. So I will just get started and kind of echo Marshall. I absolutely love Canva. I use Canva all the time for my business, for Rotary. You know, I really find a lot of value and a lot of benefits of using it. As many of you know, because I saw a bunch of you put in here that you do use Canva, there is a free account and there is a pro account. And the great thing about Canva is that there are resources and tools that you can use no matter which account you have, free or pro. So some of the benefits I really find with this is that you can share designs with team members or with other individuals. They can edit them, they can just view them. You can share templates. As Marshall mentioned, you can add comments within Canva, and you can actually use the space to collaborate with other people and with team members. Even if they're not on your Canva team, you can still collaborate with people, which I really like. And then for Rotary, you can easily pass down Canva access to future public image chairs, whether it's for your club or for your district. But you can actually create some really powerful succession planning through Canva because you have the ability to share this and pass that down. You can even use Canva to print items for your club. So that's always exciting. And if you go, you know, one more, you can see my kids always say easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's something we say in our household. And what I can tell you is that Canva is easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's plenty of resources for you, but within Canva, there are so many cool things you can do. As Marshall mentioned, we did do this presentation in Canva. I've seen people create Zoom backgrounds, tickets to events, t-shirts, website graphics, virtual games, newsletters. There's some really powerful things. What I would say is if you are new to Canva, just get in there and start discovering some of the tools and templates that they have. You can actually create and, you know, come up with ideas just by typing in a design theme, and it'll give you different things that you can do with that theme. So it's a really cool thing. I'm also a really big fan of, you know, some of the videos and things that Canva is starting to do. So it's really exciting.
Okay, I guess it's my turn now, and I want to thank you guys for inviting me down here from Zone 33 to join you all tonight. So if you know me at all, brand is big. I'm a big proponent of the correct logos. It annoys me whenever I see wrong logos used. And a simple way to do that is use the brand center. And as we all say, the brand is more than a logo. You know, Rotary's brand is much bigger than the wheel. It's the perception that the public has about what Rotary is. And with public image, it's how we promote our brand and to different Rotarians in the world around us. And the Rotary brand represents the experience people have when you interact with our organization. So anytime we put our logos on things, we need to make sure that we're putting them on correctly, so people know it's the same Rotary and there's not three different Rotary, you know, organizations. It's the same Rotary. We're just using different logos. So when we're doing that, make sure you just strive for excellence, and make sure you're representing yourself in the greatest service organization in the world. And with the new brand center, which is highlighted here on the slide, brandcenter.content.rotary.org, you don't need to sign into My Rotary. Anybody can access it. So there's really no excuse now at all to not be able to use the correct branding when it comes to doing anything with the Rotary logo at all.
I'll just add one comment there. That new brand center is absolutely amazing. So if you have not had an opportunity to go and check it out, I would really encourage you to do that. Rotary has put a lot of effort into creating something specific for you. That way you can go in and utilize all these resources. So if you have not checked it out, you definitely should.
It's definitely a lot more user-friendly than what it was. We're not stuck in 1950 with our brand center anymore. So there's really no excuse.
It's official as of today. I think everyone received an email today that it is now live for everyone. So for a while, we were letting people have a sneak preview by going through our elevaterotary.org website, but they turned it on today at 10 o'clock this morning. I got the email from the communications officer. So perfect timing, guys.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see that they really stepped that up, because it is so important to us. You know, public image, I think, you know, we all talk about membership, foundation, public image, but I don't think membership or foundation's anything without public image. I mean, we might be biased because we're on public image team, but yeah, it doesn't matter if we don't have the correct logos and correct branding. It doesn't mean anything, because people aren't going to realize who we are. And part of that is the visual identity. You know, with the consistency that we need to make sure we not only using correct logos, but we need to make sure we're using correct colors, correct fonts. You know, I'm working on some stuff right now with my club, and the printer's like, oh, well, we can just change the font. No, you can't, dude. Like, you got to make sure it's one of these fonts that I sent you, so we make sure it's the correct for what Rotary wants it to be. Even though you're only using it for your club, it needs to still have that consistent key. And that also goes with when you're using the logos, make sure you're using your club logo for your club events and not a Rotary logo itself. So it specifies that it's your club doing the event, not Rotary International doing the event, which is very important, not only for your club, but it differentiates what Rotary International does and what your club's doing as well. Sorry, Kelsey.
No, you're fine. So one of the great things that Canva has is Canva has the ability for you to actually create a brand kit for yourself. So for Rotary or even for your business. As you can see in this picture, we actually created this brand kit. We uploaded a bunch of Rotary logos that were all brand compliant. But this way it's easily accessible for you to kind of go through and, you know, pick and choose which logo you want to use on your designs. The cool things about brand kits is that you have the ability to upload not only logos, but you can pick your colors using different color palettes. If you're not sure what colors to use for Rotary, definitely check out the Brand Center. They'll give you a hex code, which is basically a hashtag and then a bunch of numbers and letters afterwards that helps specify the exact color to use. You can have everything from different fonts picked out. It's really a very cool feature and a very nice tool for you. It makes it simple and easy to follow the Rotary brand standards and guidelines. So as Aaron mentioned, because we are brand ambassadors, we want to make sure that we're following those rules. These brand kits make it super easy for you to follow the rules. So make sure to load them up. The next thing that's really cool, I will say, in these brand kits is you can create, with the Pro feature, you can create multiple different brand kits. So as you can see here, we have the themes for the different years. We have, you know, Florida pets. We have other things. So if you've got a business and you do Rotary, you can create multiple. So It's a really cool feature. Again, you can upload all the logos, make it very easy, and you can save different color palettes as well.
Yeah, and I know on the brand new Brand Center, Rotary makes it super easy by listing every single hex code for every single color. So you can easily load all those colors up and use the right color, purple and green, for the new logo. So be sure to check out those hex numbers.
So another tool that Canva gives you is their, almost like our Learning Center, but they give you their Learn tab that has courses, tutorials, blogs, everything you could really think of. If you're just getting new, or if you're just getting started with Canva, or maybe you just haven't utilized that many features, so many different tutorials that you can look at. They even have actually events that you can attend to learn all about using Canva and design, which is pretty cool. There's a really good tutorial if you're brand new that's called Getting Started with Canva. I'd recommend that just because it kind of gives you a generic overview. But the other one that I found that I really enjoyed was one called Graphic Design. It gives you just the basics of graphic design. However, it does show you a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily normally know. And then they have everything in there from social media mastery courses in the design school to, all sorts of other classes.
Yeah, the one I really like in there is learning about the golden ratio. And it's cool that everything, if you look at a lot of designs, they all take advantage of the golden ratio. And this goes back to ancient times, hieroglyphics, the way that designers have used the golden ratio to pull your attention down, often to the corner, to a logo or to a call to action or something like that. So I would recommend checking out the training on the golden ratio and learning how to use that in your design to really call attention to what it is you want people to focus on when you put together a design.
Absolutely. So, and if you're a little bit more experienced in using Canva, the Magic tool, which came out just recently, is super exciting. You can probably notice my smile gets bigger when I talk about it because I really, really love this tool. It makes it so easy to look for stuff. So when you're regularly using Canva, you would click, elements or uploads or text or something on the left-hand side. However, with the Magic tool, sometimes you can just push the slash and then you can actually search for images that way, or you can just click T and a text box will come up. It's literally magic. It's amazing. I absolutely love that. So I will say, for somebody like me, there are times where I'm on the go and I just need to create a quick graphic, and this makes it super easy where I can create a graphic in just a couple minutes and quickly post it to social media, even directly from Canva. So it's really cool. There are a lot of the features that are accessible through that click of a button. So there's shortcuts for just about everything that you can imagine using that Magic tool. And so just like the Magic tool, again, for me, I like to make it as easy as possible for myself. I also like to be extremely organized, probably not as organized as Marshall, but still very organized. So you can actually rename uploads that you have. So images that you've put in, as this one, you can see that we renamed this to his name. And then you can actually create tags. So if you were to upload a picture, you can create, past Rotary International Director or Zone 34. So you can create tags so that when you're searching through your uploads, you can actually find the images that you're looking for much easier, which is really exciting. After a while, once you've been using Canva, it can get a little bit messy. Speaking from experience, it can get a little bit messy. So having these tools and these resources to create just a little bit more of an organized space for you is really good. And so what it does, for anybody that needs a little bit more, but what it does is it actually creates the metadata from the uploads, and it takes that metadata. So in this picture, you could see Jeffrey's name was in the metadata, and it will actually post that as a tag. So it gives you a head start on adding tags, which for anybody in technology, find that is just absolutely incredible. So it's certainly a great resource. And this is something that I just recently found, which I loved. So one of the other things I will say that I also like is the image style match. This is something that I think if you don't know the exact colors of an image, this is something that could be really, really helpful. But you can add an image into your graphic, and then you can actually click You right click and then you go all the way down to the bottom, and it's going to tell you all of the things and all the resources that are inside that. So you can create really exciting designs even easier. And anybody, you can click on that and then it's going to apply the right colors to your page. So that's definitely a tool that I would recommend.
And now with the share button, if you've ever gone in there where you see the share button, you know, a lot of people just look at the first 2 or 3 things under there. But if you really scroll down and look at the whole entire share button, you have a lot of options. We're going to get to a copy of the clipboard in just a second, but you can send it to your social media right from the share button. You can send it obviously to your phone. So if you're working on your PC and you want to send it to your phone, you can send it to somebody else's phone. You know, you can share the link with somebody else. And the nice thing with when you share the link, you can set it so whether they can edit it or just look at it. So if you're wanting, you know, somebody's eyes on it, but you don't want them to change anything, you know, you can set it so they don't have permission to do that, which is really nice. And you can also save it to your folders and just a bunch of different things that you can do with the share button, as well as you can present it from there as well. And then, so I was just getting to the copy and clipboard, which is just, as Marshall has it nicely on the thing, mind-blowing. So, you know, up until a little while ago, you know, you had to just save the file, then upload it. You had to save it 3 times to get it into your Canva thing. So now you can actually just go to your share button and hit copy to clipboard, and it will copy it, and then you can just Control V or, you know, right click and paste, and it just takes everything and puts it right there. So you don't have to save it 5 times to do one thing. And like Marshall says, it is truly,
yeah, this blew my mind when I found it, because yeah, instead of downloading it and then adding it to an email or putting it, maybe I wasn't using an image for Canva, but I was putting it somewhere else in a different application. Always my desktop was littered with old images from stuff, and the ability just to have it on my clipboard and to save it into another application, amazing. And I use mostly Mac, so it only goes to my clipboard. For those of you on PC, I also believe that it adds it to your images folder. So it does save it locally, but it's on your clipboard, but it does save a copy of the file to your images folder too, which is pretty nice because it keeps it nice and organized. My desktop can look like a war zone after a busy day of creating stuff.
Yeah, with the PCs, it does go to your uploaded images. So if you do ever need it again, it's already there, which is nice. So, you know, anytime we're looking to create flyers or anything like that, you know, as we talked about prior with the correct colors and everything like that, it's very simple. So all you need to do is search for an image or a flyer, and you can find one like the one that's in front of you. And then very simply, you know, if you click on it, you can change the different colors to make it Rotary brand correct. So you'll have the correct yellow and the correct blue. So, you know, color blind people like myself, I rely on the visual image thing a lot because it puts the colors in there. So if I know I need a blue, I'm not going to actually make it purple. So yeah, it's one of the nice perks. And you can instantly make it into something that you can, you know, use for branding with the correct colors and logos. Another thing that, you know, with the different layouts, especially with the people of action, so you can do one picture 4 different ways. So you can see we start with the picture of your members doing service or being people of action. And if you don't have any pictures of your club being people of action or service, one, you should probably do some service projects and take pictures. But if not, just go to Rotary.org and the brand center, and you can find pictures of other clubs and people doing service and people of action things like we're supposed to do. Anyway, so for this image, we simply just added the text and logo, and you can also reduce the transparency a little bit to make the words stand out just a little bit more. And then if you go, then same box, just you put the little hue of the different color to make it stand out. And then you can also make it a little bit more dramatic by reducing the saturation all the way down and being black and white, the photo, and really makes your letter stand out and pop. So there's a bunch of different ways to really make one photo, really stand out from just a plain service, photo, which is nice. But, if you put the people of action stuff on there, it really pops and grabs people's attentions and makes them really, want to read the story that's going along with the picture. Because especially on social media, I mean, you can have just a picture, but you got to tell the story with it as well, so people understand what's going through. But even with that, they should be able to see what you're doing without the picture.
The great thing is that you can actually create templates of these and make it really easy for your club members to just change out the picture and change a couple words or something. That way you can utilize the same templates, but you can have really exciting and engaging images.
Yeah, templates are great. I myself have just started really getting into templates because I've always just started from the scratch, but it's like, templates save a lot of time and effort. So it's just one of those nice things that you can do. So, PI teams use Canva for just about everything. As you can see, whether you need a flyer, a brochure, I use it for our Rotary Club bingo. So it's just anything that you need flyers for, Canva. I mean, I'm on Canva every day, which makes it nice. And there's so many different ideas and templates. If you're looking for something, for a water project or anything like that, I mean, you just type in the templates water and it'll give you hundreds of different templates that you can use. And then you can customize them to fit what, you're trying to portray and make it obviously Rotary brand correct. But there's just a ton of different ideas that you can do with Canva and the templates.
Maybe those of you that are currently using Canva, maybe you could type in the chat some of the things that you use Canva for. What are some of the graphics you're creating? Maybe some of the projects you're doing for your club or your district.
It's super funny. My daughter's at University of Central Florida, and I was talking to her today. It's her first week of class. In one of her classes, the teacher told them they are going to learn how to use Canva for everything this semester. And I think the teacher's words were, Canva makes a designer out of anyone. And I know that's true for me, at least. I've never been able to design things very well. And Canva just, starting with the great templates that they have, creating your own templates, working with others, collaborating. Canva really is kind of a magic bullet that makes it easy to create content. And I think it is super powerful that, even they're teaching it in universities now.
I saw somebody said that they use it for cookbooks. I love that. Barbara recognized a few of her graphics in there. I love it.
Yeah, the cookbook was 7280 represent. I actually even use Canva, for instead of Word now. Like, I find Canva even easier, instead of Microsoft Word or anything like that. With the fonts and everything, it's just a lot easier to use and manage, and you can manipulate the fonts a lot easier in that way too. So even if you're just looking for a simple, letter, sometimes it's even great for that as well.
Absolutely. And one thing that, we use it a lot for is we've all been to events and there's a speaker that's coming up on stage, and typically it looks something like this, where it's just a picture on a white background with black text, and maybe they got a little creative and threw the brand logo, the theme logo down in the corner. And I know we've all seen this type of slide many, many times. We actually use it a lot to do those walk-on animations, and it's super powerful to, instead of doing that, do something like this, and looks so much nicer. You download it as an MP4 or a GIF, and you play it in your PowerPoint, or we use different software, but or even just natively through Canva, and just really does kind of add that professionalism to the events that's what we're looking for. Aaron mentioned it earlier. Public image is so much more than the logo. It's the perception and the experience that people have when they interact with Rotary. And so instead of having something like this, and actually I didn't mean to add the animation because it doesn't usually happen. It's usually a static image with Jennifer Jones and her name in black text. We should be doing things like this, where people think, you know, this is Rotary International. This is really classy stuff. You know, we're a global organization. And Canva allows us to create these sorts of graphics to really elevate the brand of Rotary. We also use it for shameless plugs. There's Aaron and Patty wearing their Rotary clothes. We were doing some promos earlier this year. The Zone 34 team got a lot of requests for Rotary pants and skirts, and so we produced some of those and actually used Canva to create all of the promos. And I think that QR code still works. I know if you go to elevaterotary.org and scroll to the bottom, you can also order down there. So we do have an order coming in soon. But I'm going to hand it back over to you, Aaron, to talk about some of the cool stuff that you use Canva for.
Marshall, go back one slide. I will say one thing I love about Canva, and Marshall kind of alluded to this earlier on in the presentation, but the fact that you can collaborate back and forth. The funniest thing was when we were working on a slide deck for Canva and we put this in, I was able to put in the shameless plug into this slide without telling Marshall I was going to put it in. And then he gets to the slide and sees that it says shameless plug there. So that's one of those things that I just love, the fact that you can collaborate, because it is really cool and it's unique. You don't see a lot of tools out there that gives you that ability. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and I deleted it and then you pasted it back in. And then I deleted it again. And then after 5 minutes, we decided to get productive again.
And here it is.
And here it is. It made it into the final production. Nice going, Kelsey.
Yeah, so as you can see here, a couple designs that I've done, one for the CART Fund, one for Ragas, one for our Rotary Club, and just a couple other graphics I've done. But designs can be simple or complex, and the more you use it, the better eye you have for the design. You know, we all start off as, you know, rookies, so to speak, and Canva and anything we do. And the more you use it, the more comfortable we get with it. And then the more you're like, oh, well, this color looks better with this, or let me try this. And it just comes with use of, you know, the product. And so whenever you're, you know, designing things, don't get frustrated with it. You know, take inspiration from others, follow other clubs, hashtags on social media to see what others are doing. And like we were saying earlier, you know, rip it off and duplicate, but give credit if you're copying it. Like if you are taking it verbatim, you know, at least make it act like you want to give them credit. You know, we always say it's okay to steal in Rotary, but you can steal, but at least still give them a little bit of credit for what they were doing, because it does take a lot of time. And, you know, back to what Marshall was saying earlier, just a couple slides ago about, you know, the walk-on when you are a presenter and how they look different. I mean, a lot of this comes on to just pride and the pride that you have as being a Rotarian and Rotary, and not just in Rotary, it's just anything. I mean, I use it for my work. I use it, you know, I just made something for my son's 6th birthday party. You know, back in the day, we were like, oh, here's a little note that says, here's Noah's birthday party. Well, I can't do that now. I mean, people are like, oh, you make all these designs. So now you got to, you know, even make a birthday invitation even a little bit better. So you just got to take pride in what you do, whether it's in Rotary or whatever. And, you know, the black and white on a slide, that's okay. But you know what, if you can step it up a little bit, not only does it make the presenter feel like they're more valued, but it makes you look like you know what you're doing.
Absolutely. And I know what it is now, Aaron. I know what's different about you tonight. You're not wearing a bow tie. You guys might see in all these designs, you'll look for that little bow tie in the corner. Aaron has quite the bow tie collection, and that's one of his signatures. And so if you go to some of the different Facebook pages, Aaron's stuff is widely distributed, and I so often see people asking you, Aaron, if they can borrow it and copy it and use it. So again, prolific content creator, and you guys should definitely follow Aaron because he's creating a lot of good stuff. You know, And August is membership month, and it is August 29th. We are near the tail end of the month of August, but it's membership month. And Canva just gives us a great opportunity to highlight our club members, whether you're a new member or it's a highlight on a member that's been in the club for 40 years. It gives us a chance to let our communities know the folks, the caliber of folks that are in our clubs, and make them want to find out more about Rotary. And again, if we tag people and if we share, we all have circles of influence. And if, you know, Jennifer Patterson's friends saw that she's now a member of the Rotary Club of Dawson County, they may ask her, Jennifer, tell me about Rotary. What do you guys do there? So again, you know, looking at the one from the Rotary Club of Antigua, highlighting a Rotarian that was a former Rotaractor and telling the story of Rotaract. And so just use the tool and just think of creative ways that you can use it. And highlighting members is a fantastic one. The other one, of course, is highlighting foundation projects. The other three-legged stool, the other part of the stool is, of course, foundation, and using Canva to tell those stories as well. So, you know, in Zone 34, we talked about our citation early on, and the July task was doing an audit. The August task is creating a content calendar. And so we know that if you go ahead and plan your workout for the entire year, you don't have to pick out every week, but if you have certain things that you know you need to highlight, maybe in August it's membership month and you want to do a highlight on a lot of different members. Maybe in October, we're going to talk about Polio Day. And in February, we know that we have a big club fundraiser. You can start chunking your work right inside of Canva. And you can add, Canva has this, and it's a pro feature, and we'll talk a little bit later about pro features and how you can get them for free, but they have a built-in content calendar. And so you can click a day on the calendar, and then it'll ask you, well, which design do you want to post on this day? And then you can pick the design, and then you can tell it, I want it to go to Facebook, and I want it to be posted on Sunday, August 28th at 3 p.m. And you guys might have seen a promo yesterday on the Zones 33, 34 Facebook group for this webinar. And that's exactly what I did, was I did it straight through this tool. So actually we got a little demo here that we will play for you. And this is me walking through the content calendar, picking out, you'll see me pick August 28th. And then I picked out my creative. I said, I want to use that. I'm going to use my Facebook channel. Post it to the Facebook group. I had to connect Facebook. It had been disconnected, but I just connected it again. And then I said, I want to, there's all my groups. And so I had to do a quick little search here to find Zone 33, 34 Facebook. And then I wrote my caption. I'm a very slow typer. I should have sped this up. I don't think I had any typos in it. I know I had a typo earlier tonight, and I apologize to all the Rotaractors on the call. But
I fixed it, Marshall. Don't
worry.
You
fixed it. Thank you.
I almost told you to go back because I fixed it while we were presenting. But
yeah, we were busy pulling together some slides at the last minute and got a little bit sloppy. But we're almost done. I think elevaterotary.org #Rotary shares. All right. Thank you for enduring that with me. Now schedule. All right. And so a lot of you might have seen this yesterday at 3:26 p.m. And it was that easy. Actually, I did this Friday or Saturday. I forgot that I had done it until I started seeing a lot of likes and shares yesterday afternoon on Facebook. And I thought, what on earth is that for? And I realized it's because we had scheduled that post. So scheduling posts in the content calendar, it's super, super powerful. You could have posts for the next year already set up. Now you're a little bit, you're super organized if you do that. But if you at least have posts for maybe the next couple of weeks so that you don't have to stress out. And we use the content calendar in Canva. You don't have to. You could use a regular calendar. You can use an Excel spreadsheet, just something to remind you of what you're going to post and when you're going to post it and what channels you're going to post it. I've seen people use Trello boards, lots of different tools out there to create your content calendar. But there is a way, if you are a Rotary Club, that you can get Canva Pro and you can get this feature. Aaron, you want to tell them how to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are a nonprofit organization, you can get the Canva Pro for free. If you are a 501c3, so that's the kicker. You got to be a 501c3 to be able to do that. And organizations that do qualify for Canva nonprofit program, registered nonprofit social impact organizations with a mission statement, with a community benefit, public health organizations, government entities assisting with public health, anything like that. Documentation is required, varies based upon what your organization type is. So make sure you check out all that stuff. But one, you just got to register a nonprofit organization. And then, of course, in the United States, public health organizations and government entities assisting with public health. Organizations under the group exemption, like churches, must still obtain recognition for 501c3 tax exemption from the IRS. There's all of our legal speak.
That's what I say. You're supposed to go through that really.
Yeah, I can't do that. I don't have
Yeah.
one.
Kelsey, I know you like the mobile app. I don't think you work on a desktop, do you?
I do now. So everybody always makes fun of me because I do everything from my phone. Like I work on my phone, literally everything from my phone. I do own a computer. I do use it occasionally. But I really love using my smartphone for everything. So I will say I do find the mobile app to be really helpful, especially when I'm looking like at posting a graphic on the fly. I don't know who said it, but somebody posted in the chat that they put graphics like birthday picture or birthday posts of their members, and they use that to get other people to see, oh, hey, so-and-so's a Rotarian. I think that's fantastic. And for me, it's easier to do that from the mobile app. So the thing I love about it is, again, you create those templates and then you can just go in from the mobile app, change the picture real quick, and then go ahead and post it directly to social media through your phone. So I really like that. If you're on the fly, it certainly is, a really cool. There are differences between the desktop version and the app, so keep that in mind. And I will say, if you're creating something like a newsletter or something like that, that is going to be a larger graphic that has smaller text, that is not super user friendly on your phone. So those are the types of things that I would maybe then go to the computer for.
I'm like you, Kelsey. Most of the stuff I do is right on my phone. Like I sit in front of the computer enough. Like I do it at home, 11, 12 o'clock when I can't sleep on my phone, creating designs. Just super user friendly. It's definitely my favorite for sure.
You guys have young eyes. That's the problem. Thinking about birthday posts, though, that's a great, thinking about that, that's a way that you can use templates to create a standardized post that you want to do recurring, and then using content calendars, the content calendar feature in Canva. So you can create an entire month's worth of birthday posts for your members and then schedule them because you know when their birthday is. And that's a great way that you can, again, consistency is the key. We don't want to see you posting, 3 posts in a week, then take a couple of weeks off and then post again 2 months later, and then take a couple more months off and then post. If you can do anything that has value to your audience and can provide that consistency, that's the most important thing that you can do. And so I think the birthday post, that's a fantastic idea.
We talked earlier about the Learn section in Canva. Canva also has something called their Design School, Canva Design School. This I really like. It's a little bit more in depth than the Learn section. So you're not just going to get like little tutorials. You will actually get full-blown courses for different things. And it's all free, which is really nice. So you can get everything from nonprofit Canva tips to personal branding to typography. Literally you can get so many different things in here. So I will say this is a really cool resource. You can see how many people, as an image, like you can see how many people have taken the courses. So that is something, if you're kind of interested in getting down in the weeds and learning about Canva, this is definitely a place to go. And going a little bit further, there are also different resources through Canva that offer like Facebook. And I think this one that is showing is the Facebook for nonprofits, but there are lots of different groups that you can join that offer tips and tricks in Canva. So there's a ton of free learning courses and resources that you have through Canva, but then also just the community that surrounds this app is really powerful. They even have events that you can attend to learn about using Canva and design. You know, lots of different classes and things that I think you could find that are really helpful, but then also just connecting with other people that utilize Canva is a really great way to learn.
You know, and I logged in the other day to Canva and found out they're doing their own training event. What is it? September 14th, 10 a.m. Pacific. And the future is visual. And it's going to be a deep dive into Canva. And it sounds like they're going to be announcing hopefully some new features as well, which is exciting because they already have so many great features. But if you guys are interested, I'd recommend possibly checking out the Future is Visual, a Canva webinar that's going to be in a couple of weeks. So be sure to check that out. And as we wrap up, also please check out our website, www.elevaterotary.org. It's where we put all of our resources. We put our slide decks. We put our recordings for webinars. If you're in Zone 34, you can access all of the public image tasks on the website. And much of what you see on the elevaterotary.org website was designed inside of Canva. And so definitely walking the walk and talking the talk. And so please check that out. We'll have this recording actually up on the website tomorrow. And if you go to elevaterotary.org right now, you can register for the September webinar, which is going to be how to promote and produce great events. And that's going to be, I think it's on September 29th. And so go ahead and, or maybe it's the 28th. It's the last Monday in August or September. So you can go ahead and register for that. Right now that's on the homepage of elevaterotary.org. But at this point, the Q&A is just lighting up with questions. And so let's go ahead and dig into some of these. Kim, you want to read out some of the questions?
I have several questions that are asking, is the brand kit available on the free app? And then
Kelsey?
How do you put the brand kit?
I think you get one, don't you, Kelsey?
You get one, and I don't know if you get logos, but I know for a fact you get the color palettes and some of those things, and you might only get like 1 or 2 logos. But yes, you do have the ability to do that on the free version. And what was the second part, Kim?
They were wondering, how do they upload the brand kit?
So once you're in Canva, there should be a section to go into on the left-hand tool side, like on the left-hand toolbar that drops down, you should be able to do that. And also, Marshall, if you're in a team, you have it in your account settings as well, right? Under team details.
That's right. And with brands, you can upload all your logos. You can also upload fonts. If you have some specific fonts that you want to use, they allow you to upload fonts, although you have to promise that you own the font. But the other thing is with the colors, you have to enter each color individually. But it's pretty easy to have a Canva window open and then the Brand Center window open and copy and paste all the hex numbers from one over to the other and populate all the colors. And it's great knowing that you're using the right dark blue for Rotary, that you're using the right azure color, they're using the right yellow color, the right purple and green this year. And so, the brand kit is really worthwhile to make sure you're following the proper guidelines.
Next question, is there a folder for all of the great Canva projects or best of Canva projects that everybody could access and download?
Yeah, we do have the Zone 34 Canva channel where a lot of folks have joined over the years from Zone 34. Actually, we're going to rename it because we have so many people from beyond Zone 34 joining, and it's great. It's great to have everyone participating. And folks can share their designs into that Canva group. And so if you're a member of that group and you like a design that you've created, please share it with that group and let others use it. We also encourage people to follow hashtags like Rotary Shares and Rotary Service Above Self to see what other folks are doing. You can't see necessarily the design in Canva, but you can see what they're doing. Follow other Rotary clubs and get inspiration from them. But You can certainly share designs into the Canva group. And actually, that's something that I think we should do a better job of this year is getting Zone 34 or getting Rotary clubs to share designs into our Canva channel, because I do see a lot of really creative stuff and stuff that all of us can benefit from.
Thanks, Marshall. Someone asked if the image style match is only available with the paid version.
I don't think so. I think you can utilize that in the free version, but to be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to have I have a pro account, so I'd have to have somebody test that for me, but I would think it's okay, because I know you can match the colors to the image in the free version, but I don't know if the whole image, the style match works, but that's a good question. I don't know the answer. I'm sorry.
Someone asked, how do all the clubs get access to our Canva? Can someone from each club be added to the team, and how do they do that?
So we can't add people to the Zone 34 team because we would have to pay $10 a person, and I don't have that kind of budget. It might affect foundation giving, but you can join our Canva group and absolutely participate in the Zone 34 Canva group. But and someone said, have you discussed cost? And it's $10 a month for pro if you can't get it through the 501c3. For an investment of $120 per year, it's a sound investment for your club's public image strategy. And you can have multiple people sharing a password, a username and password, if necessary, until you can add other members. I know some clubs do that. I don't think you can have more than one person in an account at one time, but I know there is a way to, to use an account for a club, and it's $10 a month.
Next question is, since Canva designs or Facebook, etc., are for Facebook are PNGs, is there a way to place a link within the design? Currently, this user, Ed, puts the active link outside of the design and wondered how to do that differently.
Yeah, there's no way to insert a hyperlink into an image in Facebook. You do have to put it in the caption. And that's probably the best practice, is to provide some context, provide a call to action, provide the link. You could put the link in the graphic, but it's not going to be enabled.
Next question, if you search Rotary on Canva, will creations come up? Rotary creations.
Probably telephones, gears.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I don't think Canva has baked in templates specific to organizations. I think it's more, general.
You can search things like volunteer, community service, and get some resources that way, but not specific to Rotary. If you are looking for Rotary templates, then you'll definitely want to follow that channel that Marshall mentioned earlier and look at the shared with you stuff based on that channel.
So another question is about internal branding. Is the presidential theme, should that be used on Facebook posts, or is that just internal?
Should be only for internal.
You know what? This is this conversation, these comments, we will go around and around. I just care that you're using the logos correctly. I get it that there could be confusion from year to year if we're using the theme logo externally, but if you're telling the Rotary story, let's get to that. Let's get to the confusion part first. And I would prefer to see more consistency and proper usage. I think that's the most important thing.
Carolyn asks, if you schedule a post, can someone else go in and modify it if you're collaborating with your club members?
I saw that. So that's if it's scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you could unschedule it and modify it and then schedule it again. So if it hasn't published yet, you can always edit it. If you misspelled a word, you could go back and edit and then publish again. So absolutely.
Last question. Beth has Canva Pro, and she does social media for 6 organizations. She wants to know if she can make a content calendar for each organization. She didn't want to post a work post to a Rotary page.
Yeah. So we'll go back to that demo real quick, and we'll avoid the part where I was typing slow. But you'll remember in the demo, it asked me what channel I wanted to publish to. Let me see if I can fast forward to that part. Yeah, here it is. So it asked me, what channel do you want to, what group do you want to publish to? So if you're working for multiple organizations, you can absolutely choose the different groups and publish to all the different groups. And yeah, that's not an issue at all. Great question.
And that's all of our questions.
All the questions. All right. And we have about 4 minutes left. And so definitely want to do a quick shout out for our friends in the membership team, zones 33 and 34. They're going to have another membership action plan webinar on September 12th at 5 p.m. Eastern. And, public image is the responsibility of everyone in your club, and so is membership. And they're actually following kind of the roadmap that the public image team created, where we create monthly webinars and actionable tasks out of those webinars to help clubs create sustainable membership strategies. And so they're going to have a webinar coming up on September 12th, and we can go ahead and drop in the chat the registration for that. So if you're interested in maybe helping your club with membership, be sure to check that out on September the 12th. Great team putting that webinar together and really putting together some actionable content that is super helpful. Speaking of other webinars, there it is, September 26th, how to promote great events, especially since we have World Polio Day coming in October. Definitely want to be able to make sure that we're promoting and creating fantastic events. And so as we wrap up, I want to thank Kelsey and thank Aaron for their help tonight with this webinar. Any last thoughts, Kelsey or Aaron, other than professing your love for Canva?
No, it's always professing my love for Canva, but just make sure you guys share your designs and things that you're creating with the rest of the channel so that everybody can learn and collaborate together.
Yeah,
Aaron?
it's some of us just have a passion for doing stuff like this. I know, as yourself, Kelsey, and I, we all have that passion just to create things and share it. And it's people are like, why do you do it? It's just because it's fun, and just gotta remember to have fun with it. And not every graphic's gonna be perfect. I would say the only thing I'd make sure is perfect is the logo and using the correct branding. Everything else will fall into place, but yeah, just have fun with it. It's really neat to see what you can do with it.
Absolutely. And would also like to thank my team our team that supported this webinar tonight, the Zone 34 Public Image team. Running the back office show, we had Sean Patty out of 7020 producing the event. We had Kim Walden. Kim helped out with a lot of the questions and answers and moderating. Appreciate your help, Kim. I know Allison was in there answering some chat messages and letting people in and stuff like that. So Allison is out of Rotary 6960, the Rotary Club of Sanibel and Captiva, and appreciate Allison's help. And then we also have Michael Wallstrom. Michael couldn't make it tonight. He's out of 6930, and Michael unfortunately couldn't make it, but another great member of the team. And we also have the Rotary Public Image Coordinator for Zone 34 starting on July 1, 2023. That is Susan Corder from Rotary 6960, Rotary Club of Lakewood Ranch. And she is embedding herself in this team. We are doing some secession, easy for me to say, secession planning right now to make sure that the machine that we have running, that is the Zone 34 Public Image team, stays on the tracks, and it's a seamless transition. So Susan, appreciate your support and being a part of this. Susan was also part of the Public Image team back in the day, and has done many fantastic webinars and creates lots of content. So great to have her on the team. So with that, it is 6:59 and 43 seconds, right on time. We wrap this thing up. Appreciate you all participating tonight. Please visit elevaterotary.org, and look forward to seeing you all at the next webinar. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.